Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to take a look at some updated housing market numbers. I'm looking at myself, but I need to be looking at the camera. So it's been a little bit, of course, since I've updated that. I'm going to try to make this a little bit shorter, so hopefully I can get them out much more frequently to keep you guys updated what's happening in the Central Texas area. So of course, if you're looking to PCS, move, just checking out the area, whatever, but if you have any real estate needs, all my information will be down below. Make sure you reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions about the area, schedule a buyer's consultation for you, schedule a seller's consultation for you. As we start to enter we are in the final phase of this year. Of course, our market is going to start to shift on top of our already kind of economic things that are going on, interest rates and all of that. So we're going to break a little bit of that down and just kind of get an update so you guys know what's happening. Now I'm going to screen record so I can show you everything that I'm looking at. This is not the best quality. I'm trying to use my computer versus my phone. So y'all just bear with me. It makes it so much easier for me to share everything with you this way versus trying to do the other way. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to look at are our numbers for our area. And I want to compare what we've seen previously the last few months compared to what's happening. Now I'm using the Texas real estate website. This is actually for Texas realtors, but the only bad thing is it does take them a little bit longer to update some of their content. So we are still looking at October's numbers. We are in the beginning of December. Whenever you're watching this is being recorded at the beginning of December. So it does take them a little bit to kind of gather all the data, get it up and get it uploaded, but it's okay. We're still going to take a look at October and compare some previous months. I was hoping they already had November up, but not quite yet. So let's take a look at Killeen. So this is Killeen's housing market, and I'm going to look at Killeen and Harker Heights, because if you're moving to the Ft.Hood area, mostly our little cities are going to be Killeen, Harker Heights, Copperas, Cove. Sometimes people will start to push out the Belton Temple area, but Killeen and Harker Heights are going to be your immediate areas. So we want to take a look at the housing market for those two, kind of see what everything is looking like, and then kind of compare what we've previously seen and just kind of get an update, because information and data is data. So, I know you guys are probably listening to the news, you're listening to your friends and family, or maybe listening to different agents. But once the data is presented to you, then you get to make that informed decision for yourself, and you cannot make up numbers as far as, people trying to scare you or something like that. So the median price range is looking at $235. So we're still very, very much considered affordable compared to other places. Now, I will say that it's still higher than what we've previously seen. And it has calmed down significantly, compared to the last, 18 to 24 months. So I think we're all very grateful for that, because that was just not a sustainable market for anybody, but let alone, for us included, even though we are considered less expensive. One of our main engines here, of course, is Ft.Hood. So if it starts to become too expensive for the average soldier and their family, then, you kind of have a little bit of a crisis on your hand as far as affordability. Now it's still different. So, if you were here 3 or 4 years ago, I've had some clients like, oh, we were here and we came back and the housing market is still different. And unfortunately, that's very true. So what you were maybe previously pre-qualified for, what you previously owned compared to what you're stepping back into, it is a little bit of an eye-opener depending on the financial situation. But median price range is looking at $235, 199 closed sales. But as you can see, that's significantly lower compared year to date. Active listings are up. Months on inventory. Look at this, guys. This is 1.5. And we're going to go back and compare this, because for sure, last year and stuff, we were looking at, a few weeks, maybe a month of inventory. But now we're looking at a month and a half. So we're starting to head back to that healthy market where you're getting a month and a half to maybe 3 months. Now, of course, if you're selling your home, you don't want your home to sit any longer than necessary. But, getting back into a healthy market actually gives an opportunity for buyers to look at the home, make an informed decision, not feel so rushed and pressured to make a quick decision and pay over asking value. So in a realistic terms, this is heading towards a much more healthy market. Now, this, of course, is coming with the penalty, consequence, stipulation, however you want to word it or feel about it, that their interest rates have increased. So a lot of people's buying power also has decreased too. Now, that's kind of the hard part for everyone to swallow. And I know sometimes you'll look at agents or, listen to people and they're like, well, interest rates have always fluctuated. They're still lower compared to previously. And that is absolutely true. But I think it's the combination of the accelerated appreciation of homes on top of these high interest rates or higher interest rates that is, really, really tough for buyers still sometimes. It was different having interest rate at 6% maybe, but your home is $180,000 for this area, having interest rate at 6%, but now your buying power, is dropped from 300 to 250 or something. It's just, it's the house that you're going to get for that price range is significantly different than what it was 2 or 3 years ago. There's not new constructions under a certain price range anymore. Or those that were considered, beginner homes, and now even the beginner homes are, hitting that well into the 200 range. So it's just a different time. We're all adjusting. We're all watching the market. We're all, drawing our own conclusions and just trying to make the best informed decisions, not only for ourselves, but for our clients as well. So days on market, as you can see, has gone up too. We're at 32 days on market. So like I said, homes are sitting. You'll see a lot more incentives going out now. So, whether the seller is going to contribute to closing costs, help buying down that rate, or something like that, which is both great options. So if you are looking to sell your home, that's definitely a conversation that your agent should have with you. You don't have to come right out the door like, hey, we're going to offer all this. But if that home does start to sit for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you do probably want to take an opportunity, circle back with your agent. They should be presenting all that to you. Like, hey, maybe we need to adjust a few things, add some incentives, add a bonus, help that buyer out a little bit to kind of knock that rate down or something like that, just to make your home that much more appealing. But of course, the longer it sits, that's when you're going to start to get those offers that are maybe below as price. They're asking for a significant amount and concessions. They're asking you to pay for everything under the sun. So, there's different variables out there. So just things to consider. Their median price range is 132. Now, as you can see, this is actually still up. So when I say all this, it does not mean like, oh, you can just go do whatever, offer whatever amount, sellers are just going to accept it. Homes are selling, it's just at a slower pace. And some of them are selling with some more incentives. Not every home, each situation is going to be different. Each home is going to be different. Buyers out there, this is not necessarily your cue just to go crazy on them. But if you have a agent that's strategic, like myself, there's definitely some opportunities to read the situation, read what the sellers need, understand what our clients need, and go from there. Because my objective as an agent is to present that offer to the listing agent, to the seller, where it's compelling enough, where it's clearly a great offer for you, but it's also a good opportunity for the seller to go ahead and release that home, move on to their next opportunity. So we want to get you, the best package as a total we can, but we also want them to go ahead and accept that offer. And so sometimes I think that conversation has to be had. That's something, conversations I have with my clients. If we can get you incentives, home warranties, get them to buy down the rate, whatever, that's all fine and dandy. I love it, but I also don't want them to take 6 days to respond back or something like that. So we do have to, kind of balance that a little bit. And I do always try to be considerate and look at both parties. I represent whichever party I'm representing at that time, but I do understand if you actually really want that home, we have to present an offer that's still sustainable and good, either way. So that's a whole bunch of jibber-jabber. So October, let's look at, and I use this because it's so much easier for me to navigate quicker versus if I'm trying to go the other route. September, and it's more aesthetically pleasing for people to view. Let's look at September. So as you can see, median price range was 225. Days on market was a tad bit shorter. Inventory was still about the same. Closed homes has changed a little bit. So let's back up a little bit again, see what it looks like, just so you can see that change for yourself. Let's go back to a year ago, October 2020, since we're using that. Now, median price range obviously dropped quite a bit. So significant difference, as you can see, over the course of a year. So that's what I'm talking about, when people circle back to Ft.Hood or they're coming or whatever, and they're like, whoa, prices are not what I thought. This is what I'm kind of talking about. That price range has gone up, but as you can see, the days on market was 27. And this is probably still very, am I looking at 29? Oh, kind of depending on the situation. I'm sure there was homes that were, going pretty quickly, but look at the months on inventory, less than half a month. So that's kind of our trajectory. We're seeing it shift back to a healthy market. Active listings have gone down, closed sales, that was up. But just kind of comparing and showing you realistically what that data looks like. Let's look at, so that was 2020. This is 2021. Price range had gone up 35,000. Months of inventory was still pretty low. Active listings had gone up, days on market 21. So as you see, it kind of had dropped back down. Days to close 32. And then we jumped to 2022. Price range has gone up $35,000. And that's in a year. Now, appreciation, of course, is always healthy. It's always what we expect, but it's just how quickly our homes have appreciated. You know, that $35,000 is supposed to happen over a couple of years, not a year, less than a year. So that's the kind of difference. And $235,000, honestly, is a pretty kind of beginner home here. Now, of course, you can find resale homes too. I just say beginner home because I'm thinking as in like new construction, because a lot of times people will be looking at that. But that's kind of a standard, you know, it can be a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. If you're looking at 4-bedroom, then it's probably going to be, you know, maybe, you know, early 2000s or something like that. So, you know, what you get for that median price range has definitely significantly changed over the last 2 years, really. But as we kind of see the market make some corrections for itself, it's not that explosion or, you know, detrimental downfall that some people have been anticipating, but it is naturally starting to correct itself. And as I said, each home is going to be different. So if you're browsing for a home, you want to get with an agent, you want to make sure you're staying connected to your lender, get updated with the interest rates or something. You know, if this is something that you're going throughout the, you know, 3 or 4 months, your pre-approval letter is only good for so long. So as interest rates change, your pre-approval amount could change as well. So you just want to make sure that you're staying up to date on everything, knowing what's happening in your immediate market. If you're looking in the Killeen Central Texas area, please feel free to reach out to me. Let's connect, grab some coffee, have a buyer's consultation, answer some questions, whatever the case may be. Now, I wanted to take a moment and look at interest rates because, of course, that's the talk of the town with everything. So this is just a quick look at what our current interest rates are looking like. So this is, you know, a 30-year 6.52, which is what most people are going to do. If you're in the Central Texas area, this is a very high VA area. So, y'all know what? Oh yeah. Okay. For a whole second, I thought I was not recording. I was going to be so upset with myself. So let's take a quick look at, so average 6.52, this is probably for a conventional loan. And here's a little bit of breakdown as what's going on. VA, you're looking at 5.3 between 5, you know, something like that. Now, of course, this is not a guaranteed. You need to speak with your local lender because they're going to run your personal numbers, your personal financial information to get, you know, your pre-approval amount. But I show this because if you are VA, it is still an excellent option to use a VA loan. When you're in a heavy, predominantly VA area, that should be your number one use anyway. But sometimes you'll have lenders that will say, you know, you can use this or do that. Now, if you have down payment money, by all means, still add a down payment to your home. That's nothing is wrong with that. It's just awesome because VA does have so many benefits to it. Of course, number one, you don't have to have a down payment, and they're very much competitive in the market rate. As you can see, their rates are usually going, you know, half a point to a point lower, and they have a lot of protection features included into that loan type. So if you are VA, I've got some awesome lenders I can get you connected with, but I just wanted to show this just to confirm, use that VA loan, honey. We thank you so much for your service. Please use all your benefits to the maximum. Use your VA loan to stack to, you know, create financial wealth for yourself in the future. If you're going to be, you know, in a location for only, now if you're 2 to 3 years, you know, run the numbers with your agent, kind of see what it looks like. But if you're going to be somewhere 4 or 5 years, it's definitely an opportunity to purchase a home, sit on it. You may PCS, rent it out, and not sell it for 6 or 7 years, and then cash out. And maybe that's just something out to your retirement, your kids' college fund, pay off a vehicle, pay off a home, whatever the case may be. So please use that to something to kind of just further yourself. It's not only about the home. Of course, we want you to enjoy your home, but it's also about building future wealth for you and your family, or yourself, whatever the case is. Now, the last thing I kind of want to switch over to is just to kind of show what our immediate market looks like as far as active. So this little market watches for the last 7 days. So we have 64 new listings, 5 price increases. So that could be, you know, whatever the case is, maybe a home came back on the market and actually appraised for higher, but we have 68 price decreases. Now that could be for a variety of reasons, you know, maybe to appraise low, maybe, you know, they're trying to just, you know, look a little bit more competitive because of course, if you're selling your home, Susie Joe and 123 Apple Street, and then 123 Apple Street drops their price, what are you going to do? You may drop your price too, because, you know, you are competing right now. It's not so much of a seller's market, it is definitely, you know, transitioning to a buyer's market. So it could be things like that. Like I said, appraised low, just trying to get some more traction. Was just priced wrong to begin with. Sometimes, you know, people, whether that's the agent or the seller, is kind of stuck on what used to be, whether that was 6, 8 months, 12 months ago. And they're like, well, you know, so and so sold their home for 350. I've literally seen homes drop $50,000, $60,000 now. So it's changing, and we're all watching it together. So if you're buying or selling, one, having really realistic expectations, speaking with your agent about what's happening in the market. You know, as an agent, we control as many things as we can because we want you to have a good experience. No one wants to be extra stressed. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that clients may not ever know about, but we genuinely want you to have a good experience. And so just having those realistic expectations. If an obstacle comes up, you know, you just tackle it as the best that you all can, and then you just move forward from there. Now, as you can see, there's still been plenty, you know, on the market, pending on a contract, all that. So the market is still moving. It's just the shift or the time frame intensity has changed quite a bit. So with all that being said, I hope that you guys found this information useful, and I was trying to so with all that being said, I hope you guys found this information useful. Like I said, of course, if you are looking to buy or sell in the Central Texas area, Killeen, Harker Heights, Copperas, Cove, Temple, Belton, Nolanville, please feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to schedule a buyer's consultation, answer your questions. Feel free to add me on social media. Check out that. I'm always trying to post and just promote things in the community and all that. And I will see you guys next time.